Let's get this party started. Of course, you're thinking English 111 is not a party, but you should be excited you finished Hillbilly Elegy. More on that later on why I think it's a party. I've entered your grade for Hillbilly Elegy, and I graded the discussion board, and I recalculated the grade, and your grade may be lower. And I want you to remember this is because Hillbilly Elegy was worth 60 points. And so when you add 60 points into your grade, it's going to make a difference. Now, as for the party, pat yourself on the back. Many of you have told me how much you enjoyed the book, and I'm really excited about that. And I hope that this was a positive reading experience for you, and if it was, pat yourself on the back. If not, talk to me about it, okay? Send me a message. Many students say, well, yeah, but reading takes so much time, I'll never become a lifelong reader. It's real easy to become a lifelong reader, or a leader too. But as a reader, what you can do is just what we did for Hillbilly Elegy. You had 6 weeks to read it. Well, maybe you want to read a book in 10 weeks, and you get a 200-page book, and you divide it by 10, and you know in an hour a week you can read 20 pages. And you set aside that hour a week and you read it. And if you miss a week, I'm not going to be there to say, your log's not there. The next week you read 20, you miss a week, you read 20. It's not like so your goal is a little bit messed up, but it's not like you have to keep reading it. And maybe because you don't have to keep reading it, you stop. But find a book you like. Maybe you'll have found that the genre of memoirs, which we've done, is a good genre. If so, read Night by Elie Wiesel. It's only 110 pages, and you could probably read it in 10 weeks, reading 11 pages a week, but I can bet you're going to read more of it. So, pat yourself on the back, try another book, enjoy another book, and I hope that is going to be helpful for you. Now, don't disregard this book. You're going to need it for the paper. We're not done with it yet. What we're going to work on this week is MLA Citation, and I want to explain to you what that is. Whenever people hear it, they go, panic! No need to panic. First of all, this week you're going to have a quiz on the last chapters of Hillbilly Elegy. It's from chapters 8 to the prologue. And please make sure that you take the quiz. It's 20 points. That's a lot of points, guys. The other thing that you're going to do, is you're going to take the paragraph you worked on last week. It says week 8. I'm going to change that when I'm done here to 7. I want you to take that and I want you to revise it using at least one quote or paraphrase from Hillbilly Elegy and one from the research summaries to make your point. Both of those will have to be will have to use MLA Citation. Now, I want you to use the Citation Machine 8. And the reason I want you to use Citation Machine 8 is it's using MLA style edition 8. If you used Easy Bib in high school, you were using 7 and MLA 7, and Delta does use in the English division MLA 8, or the English department, MLA 8. So Easy Big doesn't have it. Use the link I provided, and it's not hard to do. Let's go to this citation machine, and you want MLA. And for an article in your journal, a journal is the articles that you found that on using the databases. But let's start with the book. And we can't find the book by title, author, or at least I couldn't. No, see, it doesn't have it. Let's, even if we just try one, we only find the large print edition, and we don't want that. Here we go. Down. Hillbilly Elegy, a member of family, and this is it, right here. And we're going to select. Okay. Oops, wait a minute, I hit the wrong one. Let's go down here again. Right here. Select. It's found the book title, the publisher, the year, so we can click final step. I don't know why I went back and searched again. Leave it to being early morning. And we know the author's J.D. Vance, that's correct. We're going to cite the whole book right now. And here's the name and the publication, and we create the citation. Now this citation, I'm going to copy it here, will go on what's called a works cited page. And a works cited page is set up like this. First thing you're going to do is you're going to center the title, which says works cited. And then you're going to make sure that you have the whole document covered, and we're going to have a double space or press return once, and then we're going to go boom, and then we want to hit match destination format. Since this only fit on one line, we don't need to indent it, but some of your other ones may be longer. Now, how am I going to cite it inside the text? Let's go back to the citation machine, and it says parenthetical. So we're going to click on that, and here it is, Vance 2016. Now, the first time you use the citation, you're going to put Harper and you're going to put the date. But when you move on, after you, that might be when you start your paragraph and say, pretend this isn't a works cited page, tab in, no, you're going to start with saying, I always want to call it a Hillbilly. I don't know why. Now, we've mentioned Hillbilly Elegy here. We've mentioned his name. So the only thing we need to put is the date. Now later, if we're paraphrasing something he said, we might say Vance, because we won't want to keep presenting. The first time you mention, make it JD after that. Vance tells of when his mom wanted his urine for the blood test she had to take at work. Now, I've just paraphrased him, but because I've already mentioned him up here, I'm only going to, and I don't know what page number this is on, but you just put the page number. You don't write page number, you put the actual number. I'm just going to make up a number, 123. Good one. There it is. Now notice this, the parenthetical citation here is going within the period. The period comes after. Here, the comma comes after. Okay? Now, same goes when you're using your articles. You're going to find the same rules are going to apply. If you have more than one author, only refer to the other author. Now, if you're mixing things up in the paragraph, if I say, Daniel Weiss, I made up this name, suggests that children who cover for their mother, I'm making this up, okay, remember? Blah, 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 blah. Then I'm just going to put the page number 2, okay? Later in your works cited, you will have something for Weiss, Daniel. Remember, I'm making this up. And because it's a journal article, it's going to be in parentheses. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? Now, notice that Weiss, Vance, they're in alphabetical order. Okay? So you want your works cited page in alphabetical order. And if the citation is longer than one line, you indent the second line. Now, an easy way to do that is, let's say if I just go on and make up a title like the effects, oops, wrong word, effects of neglect and abuse on children in Appalachia. Did I spell that wrong? Yes. Appalachia. A study in 2017. Remember, I'm making this up, okay? And then I'll put the journal article, which is going to be in, what do you call it? Quotation marks. Oh no, the journal is going to be, excuse me, in italics. Truly known. I made that up. And then you'll put the date. Okay. I don't know why I underlined that. I shouldn't have. Okay. That's because I'm crazy. Okay. Now notice this goes 2 lines. And you can't indent it. It'll make a mess. So what you do is you highlight it. Remember where I double spaced? You're going to pick line spacing options. And where it says special, you're going to be hanging indent. Okay? And it hangs. Alright? So when you write your discussion board, you're going to have to revise the paragraph from last week and talk about use both an illustration from Hillbilly Elegy and one of your sources to support your point, your P. Those are the E's, or the I's, excuse me, Vance and the other one. And then you make your works cited page. As I said, use MLA and use 8. That's where I have you, is MLA 8. And you got it. If you have any questions about MLA, once you have used citation 8, then let me know.